Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup series by Smashcast TV. We are watching the only best of 3 of the day, and specifically it's the second match for this best of 3 between the guys at Nasty Potatoes and the Mongolz. It is an intense matchup because whoever wins manages to make it to the next round and fight against, well, we still don't know yet because some of the matches have been postponed, but whoever loses will actually go to the loser's bracket, which is unfortunate, and neither of these teams want this. Nasty Potatoes for now taking the first game pretty convincingly, especially in terms of execution, playing a draft that might have not been the best, but executing it much more efficiently than their counterparts in the Mongolian team. And Nasty Potatoes seem to be on their way to victory. Can the Mongols stop him with the second game? We will see. Now, my name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Hope you enjoy the cast as per usual. Let's get right into the draft, shall we? Earth Spirit, the Darkseer, Shadow Fiend, and Juggernaut banned out by the Nasty Potatoes crew. They pick up the Monkey King and the Warlock. The Mongols banned out the Tomb Protector, the Ricky, the Ursa, and the Terrorblade, and they pick up a Clockwork, a Shadow Shaman, and now they combine that with a Vengeful Spirit. Minus armor, in combination with a good amount of pushing, helps the Shadow Shaman, Clockwork ganking, and obviously the ganking Clockwork of the hook shot, right? Allows you to be able to get a couple pick-off skills and then push with the Shadow Shaman and or the Vengeful Spirit. So that works wonders for them. So it's good. The Mongols are a pretty good lineup for now. Whereas Nasty Potatoes, in this situation, they have a Monkey King and a Warlock only picked up. Their idea more is around the team fight this time, whereas the Mongols is going to go for pick-off this time, right? The Vengeful Spirit could still be a carry, honestly. It doesn't have to be a support, and it works either way because you can get a lot of experience as a carry, allowing you to have a lot of pushing potential. Nasty Potatoes needs to have some way of counter pushing, maybe some way of destroying these possible ganks. The Warlock is really good at doing this because he already secures some nice lanes. Similarly, the Monkey King with his Jingle Mastery does, commits the same kind of thing, which is allowing them to get a couple kills or allowing them to secure some nice lanes for whatever support or carry you're deciding to play. And here, Nasty Potatoes are missing the 3 cores, so they still have a lot of options for these 3 cores. A Legion Commander, for example, is a really good idea for Nasty Potatoes. It's still in the pool. It's more less of a team fight hero, certainly, yes, but you do have the healing of the Warlock. You have a good amount of a high ground push if that's needed. The Legion Commander is really good against the snakes because 2 hits already destroy them, and obviously your Moment of Courage helps you destroy those snakes from the Shadow Shaman. Those overwhelming odds can be very annoying if you try to pile up against them. And obviously the Clockwork versus Legion. Legion should be able to win that matchup without using the duel, just by using the Blade Mail and attacking the Clockwork. So I like that pick for Nasty Potatoes. Alternatively, they could just pick the puck straight up and get it over with and say, okay, we're always going to pick the puck. Whatever.
Legion Commander.
And there's the Legion I was talking about. Not surprised. The Ogre Magi a bit more surprising for Mongolz, actually. Shadow Shaman Ogre Magi, meaning Shadow Shaman's position 5, Ogre Magi in position 4. Vengeful Spirit now being the carry. Quite a, really strong lane, but they're putting or banking so much on this early game to go well and to be able to get kills on it and be able to get a lot of farm out of it. Legion Commander Warlock is a really good matchup to try to stop this because they have a lot of sustain and they can last in the lane for a long time. Now all you need is a carry that can do decently. In fact, the Queen of Pain is going to pick up for Pawn, though. Interesting. They see the Ogre Magi and they say, what's one of the best heroes in the lane for the guys that, well, for what we can pick? The puck is alright, and the puck can evade some of the Ogre Magi stunts, but the puck cannot actually harass the Ogre Magi from, or cannot really stop the Ogre Magi from attacking him or stop the auto attacks at all. The Queen of Pain, however, with her superior range and her high attack damage, can do so. So it would have been a really good, it was a really good pick here. And also destroy the Shadow Shaman easily, the Vengeful Spirit as well, because of their low HP pools early on in the game. And the Clockwork, finding the Queen of Pain is kind of easy, sure, but you show the blink away. It's not like the anti-mage blink, your cast point's a bit better than that. Now, Chaos Knight banned by Mongolz, Nasty Potatoes banned out by TA. Let's see what the last 2 picks are. Mongolz needs a mid, Nasty Potatoes needs a carry. What is Nasty Potatoes going to pick up? That Chaos Knight does not seem like a good pick, or not that great of a pick, honestly, against what Mongolz is showing. I would have rather gone for a Lifestealer, for example. However, against a Vengeful Spirit, I kind of want to incline myself towards the Spectre, since you're already going for the Illusion game. Not bad against what Mongolz is showing, deals well with Clockwork. They have a lot of late or early game, mid game presence with the Queen of Pain Legion Commander. Spectre has the Haunt, and so you help them out a lot. They haven't played Spectre in the past, and no, instead they're going to pick up the Weaver. This is a classic for TMT. It's been a while since I've seen TMT Weaver, but that works really well with the Nasty Potatoes have because they have a good amount of physical and magical damage. Now you add more physical damage, and the Mongolz doesn't really have anything to stop this. Also, Weaver is really hard to kill, so that's a plus. And okay, Mongolz. They went full late game with that Medusa pick. That's interesting. Really good against the Legion Commander because of her ability to turn someone into stone and actually maybe even win the duel for your team. Not bad. So you have to essentially duel her. Weaver can go for the Fusel Blade really easily, and that destroys the Medusa because of the great amount of damage that it deals during, well, just by attacking her. So that's quite hard. Yeah, right now, it's hard. I don't want to give it to the Nasty Potatoes guys because I do think they have a better lineup. It's easier to easy to execute what Mongolz has, which is just simply win the lanes with Ogre Magi, Shadow Shaman, some of the best laning supports out there with the highest base attack damage. Win the lane with a Medusa, also really easy, and Vengeful Spirit and Snowball from there. So it seems easy to execute. However, Nasty Potatoes, they can put some sort of resistance in the lanes and punish this Ogre Magi, Shadow Shaman supporting duel because they really become weak in the mid game because of their greed. Right, they really need items to become powerful. And both of them can be punished by, say, a Weaver or Leech Commander ganking around, especially Queen of Pain, one of the better heroes in the early to mid game without necessarily getting any items. And in fact, this Queen of Pain could just go straight up for Ags and deal a ton of damage to everything Mongolz has. And like I said, in the early game, they're going to be quite squishy. And the Weaver can easily go for the Fusel Blade. No need, I mean, you can go for Link in this game because you are fighting up against a Shadow Shaman, and the Lincolns will allow you to not get shackled or hexed. And maybe even Ether Shocked, which might be a problem if you're a Weaver, frankly. But besides that, not really that big a deal. Because the Lincoln, sorry, is going to be good because it stops those kind of abilities. And obviously you're going to die if they catch you with any of those. But then you can go for the Fusel Blade, and the Fusel Blade is actually quite a cheap item. Afterwards, if you consider it's only 3,000 gold around. And yeah, 3,150 gold. Desolator is around the same. I think it's 3,000. I don't know if 3,600 or 200 now. 500. Okay, so in between. And good just to go for both and get an immense amount of physical damage. Completely counter the Medusa. And then win the game that way. Because if she doesn't get to the late game properly and she doesn't have enough farm, even with the Midas, you can just punish her really hard by trying to gank her jungle. Put offensive warding, utilizing the Monkey King for that, and just get a couple kills. We'll see. I kind of gotta give it to Nasty Potatoes just because of the draft, but we'll see what Mongolz can put up. And of course, again, the execution will matter a lot. Maybe I lose again and Mongolz win this time and just, oh, well, maybe I just can't tell about the drafts at all. Well, that said, guys, let's get into the presentation of the teams. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Hope you enjoy the cast, as per usual. And let's see what the teams are bringing us today. On the Radiant side, we have the Mongolz playing here on the Vengeful Spirit. It's Sanke in the carry position. Retribution will be playing in the mid lane with a Medusa here in, Zanke on the Vengeful Spirit in the carry position. Retribution on the Medusa in the mid lane. Masquerade playing a Clockwork in the offlane position. That's the first support. We have an Ogre Magi played by Ryuka, and then finally the second support being the Shadow Shaman here, played by Proxy. And as for Nasty Potatoes, we have Death Sama on the Legion Commander in the offlane position. Crimson as the Warlock in the first support position. Second support being Eden on the Monkey King as they carry the Weir by TMT, and then finally in the mid lane, a Queen of Pain played by Ponlo. And this team of the Nasty Potatoes is gonna start to put them on aggression mainly in the early game. The only issue will be now Ariuka gonna be the most annoying Ogre Magi in the world. It might actually be Ariuka position 5 then Proxy position 4, which it works a bit better because Ogre Magi needs less farm. But I don't think that's... I still think that's quite greedy coming to the mid game because the Ogre Magi still wants to have some farm regardless. Now, well, the guys in Nasty Potatoes lost their Queen of Pain right now for this connection, but let's see what they're going to do. Let's look at the lanes a bit, actually. It's interesting because they do run a dual lane with Legion Warlock, which makes perfect sense. And Legion Warlock is only up against a Shadow Shaman and a Vengeful Spirit, which is not that bad, actually. Legion should be able to withstand most of the damage. Vengeful Spirit is ranged, so it's one of the few carries nowadays that are ranged and are still used. And obviously that makes us a moment of courage, you know, that's not as effective against someone like Legion Commander, which is unfortunate. But you do have the... Sorry, it's much more effective against Legion Commander, which is unfortunate if you guys are nasty potatoes. So Mongols will be able to win this lane ever so slightly, especially with the use of the shackles. But if that's how I can play pretty well, play aggressively, then it wouldn't be much of a problem. That's already one last and missed. And they'd actually know Proxy went for Ethershock level 1. So as soon as that's revealed, that means, yep, it's a full, you know, fiesta for the guys at Nasty Potatoes, where they can just play pretty aggressively, utilize this early game where you know the enemy team doesn't have many spells, and then punish them for it. The Ogre Mage has already been forced to rotate, leaving the Medusa alone against the Queen of Pain. I cannot imagine the Queen of Pain winning this matchup too easily. Honestly, the Medusa has pretty good last hitting power and is so annoying to last with Queen of Pain. She's the weirdest animation in the world as to how she throws her dagger. But with the Shadow Strike, she can harass a bit. Look, that's already 2 last hits missed. 3. Oh, that one he got. It's not his fault. It's just the Shadow Dagger animation, the fact that you're fighting against Medusa. Yeah, there it is. There's a good Shadow Strike, though. I call it Shadow Dagger, I think that's what the projectile is technically called. But I'm not referring to the Shadow Strike itself. Regardless, the Medusa will suffer quite a lot of damage from the Shadow Strike. Only issue is that her range is pretty decent. 600 range. In fact, I said decent. Pretty good. It's one of the best ranges in the game, right? So the Queen of Pain getting close to her is not as easy. Queen of Pain is better against melee heroes, obviously. So it's not going to have the easiest of lanes. However, this Legion Commander putting a lot of pressure in this bottom lane. I like it because she is currently beating the Vengeful Spirit in terms of last hits and even forcing her to last hit under tower, which is harder. Well, apparently not for Sanka because he's God. Yeah. Oh, he missed that one. And he didn't miss that one. So, lasting on the tower, much harder if you are a Vengeful Spirit, or if you are, in general, any hero, and makes it so that, you know, you can feel much more of the pressure Legion Commander puts up. Only issue here is the Weaver seems to be also suffering quite a lot of pressure by Masquerade, because they left him alone, and the lack of Jingle Mastery in this Monkey King, or the lack of aggression from him, actually starting to worry me. He's turned into a tree. I wonder if this tree is him. No, he's not going to use the cogs. Masquerade, a Battery Assault is very confident in it. But as soon as he gets near the Crypts or near the Weaver, they could just turn this around. Eden doesn't want to, though. He doesn't want to play too aggressively, as he knows this could turn into a bad situation. However, the Clockwork has completely lost all of his mana. I'm not entirely certain why he did that. Now the Swarm onto him to get extra damage. First hit a Jingle Mastery, second hit a Jingle Mastery, third hit a Jingle Mastery. Activate! And Monkey King will jump onto him. And the Swarm plus the hits from Jingle Mastery should be able to kill the Clockwork. No, they actually don't want to follow this through. That poor man's shield being really annoying. And he still had the cogs to trap the Monkey King inside. So that could have been a lethal position to be in. In fact, that was really good timing by the Monkey King. He saw almost certain he saw the Clockwork's mana, saw he had 50 mana, and realized, he can use cogs. And if he can use cogs, I'm screwed. So now they force him to use the Shrine quite early, which is not bad. But they don't get a kill. Oh, careful. There's the cogs and the Battery Assault. Now, with the help of the Swarm, the Jingle Mastery. Anyway, sorry, just informing some people of what you can do. And the fact that I'm the caster myself will announce the fact that Nasty Potatoes won the first game at the beginning of every single game, and you can also see it in the screen. But that's beyond the point. Right, Desama is now gathering some more resources, trying to put a bit more pressure onto this Vengeful Spirit. It was pretty well at doing so, actually. Desama with 18 assets compared to the Vengeful Spirit 16. Right now, it seems like the domination of the lanes is completely in Nasty Potatoes' favor, and that's exactly what favors them. I mean, that's exactly what was supposed to happen. However, I think the Ogre Magi was expecting to have a bit more impact, and instead he hasn't been able to. No kills yet, and it's 4 minutes in. As an Ogre Magi, you're really losing your time as a tank. You know, right earlier on in the game, you're a huge tank. Right now, 64 damage, 8 armor is okay, but you don't even have the poison orb, so it's actually not that useful. Seems like this Ogre Magi has not been utilized to its full potential. Need to watch some more Team Faceless to see what what it looks like. Team Faceless plays a fantastic Ogre Magi. One of the few teams I've still seen in the SEA region that's still playing Ogre Magi and play it well. It's fantastic to watch. Right. But look, I mean, he's finally gotten used to one thing though, the animation, the Queen of Pain with 2-0 Talisman and being able to get that extra, obviously that extra damage. But more importantly, also once you play a bit of the game, you actually get used to the animation and the ping and everything. The worst part about the animation of the Queen of Pain, I know this sounds really stupid because like, oh, pro players, they can last it with whoever. True, but not entirely. Queen of Pain is one of the harder heroes to animate with, especially with a ping issue or anything else sort, because their animation is very weird in how you can cancel it and whatnot, and you can't do the stop canceling as much as you can do with other heroes. It's just a weird animation, honestly. It's created correctly, especially with the ping difference. If you're used to playing with a certain amount of ping, and this ping is different, or maybe your internet is a bit worse today, then the Queen of Pain will struggle a bit in the beginning, similar to how Pudge cannot hook early on. Dendi said that before. It's hard to get used to the ping difference when you're playing Pudge, or any other hero of the sort, and then later on you start playing much better. And that's what Palno is doing exactly right now, because he's getting used to the ping. That said, though, the Sama not being... I mean, they're not using his ball as much, or very much, honestly. Sanka is getting lasses with it and stuff, but they're not harassing the Legion too much. In fact, they're already giving up on attacking the Sama. With the infused raindrops, he seems impossible to kill. Even as the press the attack. Why did he let that happen? Oh, he's afraid of the shackles. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. He's afraid of the shackles, but for now, this seems like in the top lane there might be some aggression. Eden and Masquerade fighting it out. No? It's alright. And the Weaver's going to keep collecting those last hits. That is so important to her. With this, the net worth from Nasty Potato is not as big as last game. We saw a huge less net worth difference already in the beginning of the game. And this game is only 300, which is not that big a deal. Overwhelming odds still available, by the way. Proxy is ready for the shackles, but this is only one shackles. It's pretty strong stun. Might not be strong enough to kill him. Yet it was, apparently, with the help of the Earth Shock and the Vengeful Spirit Smith Missile, and also that Fire Blast. They managed to stun her out for 16 seconds and eventually get the kill on Legion Commander. Pretty good. Nasty Potato still waiting by a bit of a net worth, but getting that first blood onto the Vengeful Spirit, was it? Oh no, the Shadow Shaman actually got the first blood. So it's not that big a deal. The issue though is Retribution is still farming pretty well. And Palno has a Sonic Wave available. They want to force out that Mana Shield. There's out of mana for Retribution. Palno wants to continue fighting this as a defensive blink if needed. And in comes Proxy with the Shackles. Now the Fire Blast, they're going to be able to counter this Retribution. Won't go down unless they try to deny her. No, that Shadow Strike is only level 1. She's going to tango herself back to full health. That Sonic Wave maybe committed a bit too early. Or alternatively, just forgot about Proxy's great positioning. I mean, he's been playing a really good Shadow Shaman this game. Those shackles have been on point on everyone in Nasty Potatoes. Right now, not only getting a double, already pretty much a double kill on the Shadow Shaman because they killed the Leech Commander into the bot lane, but also being able to stop the gank onto the Medusa. That's really important. Notice that the Weaver's trying to take out the infused raindrop stacks from the Clockwork because he thinks, why not? To me, it only cost me 70 mana or so, and I already take a whole stack off him, or a whole infused raindrop, I guess, off him. It works wonders. Rocket Flare comes in. I'm not gonna hit anyone. I think it was only a vision Rocket Flare anyway, but whatever. Okay. Meanwhile, on top lane, constant Rocket Flares as well from the Clockwork just to keep farming a bit. Notice the difference between the two offlaners. There's actually a big issue for Nasty Potatoes, or for Mongolz, sorry. They might have a bit more farm with the Medusa. In fact, quite a lot more farm. But the two offlaners, there's quite a difference between them. It's only because the Shadow Shaman has been participating in a lot of kills and getting bounty runes and whatnot that he's been playing quite aggressively and greedily. However, the Clockwork also likes to have some sort of farm, and Legion Commander is going to be able to get that farm much before him. If that makes it a problem, obviously, if you're Mongolz, because when you have your, both teams have a 1v1 initiator kind of guy, the manly dude that goes in first and just tries to attack everyone. And in this case, it's obviously Legion Commander and the Clockwork. And if the Legion Commander is able to get her Blink Dagger before the Clockwork can get his, basic items, I suppose in his case would be Arcane Boots or Tranquils or Blade Mail, then the Legion Commander can initiate much sooner, and then the guys for Nasty Potatoes can put much more pressure, taking advantage of this pick in the mid lane, that Queen of Pain. A Queen of Pain that's a bit below the Medusa. She's not below her in terms of last hits. In fact, they're equal, and she's gotten more denies. But she died once, right? She died once, and that was a lot of extra gold for the Medusa, and a lot of extra experience. I do believe she's a bit above her in terms of levels too. Yeah. The Cop is just playing pretty well, Palno. If she wasn't punished by a Shadow Shaman so hard there, she'd be a bit happier. Going for double no talisman into treads. I can only imagine this is going to be a available Discord build. And getting the extra armor from the available Discord is really useful. And the extra intelligence is also pretty good. The duel not available. You could have magic stick the duel if necessary. With the Shadow Word, it deals a lot of damage, so the Vengeful Spirit has to be a bit careful. Even with the magic stick, look at that. She's going down considerably, and she has no way of healing back up. Now there's the rest of the team coming in as well, with a smoke gank available. Ryuka, then we found out there's a duel easy for them. Dual use, and the Ogre Magi can't do absolutely anything. They even sacrifice a Sonic Wave just to make sure that the dual damage can go to that Sama. And with that, that is their first kill of the game. Nasty Potatoes, happy to at least finish off the Ogre Magi. Meanwhile, in the trees, they see Sankey. The Boundless Strike is available, so they can just use it onto him, and they will. There goes Sankey. Goes down. No need for the Boundless Strike, actually. They just have to use the overwhelming odds and some of the damage of the Queen of Pain. Now trying to go into the Courier. Courier goes into the trees, and Mongolz will not lose that Courier, but they will lose their carry, which will start with the same letters, so I guess is almost the same thing. Also, the carry is much more important right now. So, yeah. Good job, Nasty Potatoes. Meanwhile, the Weaver continues to farm this lane himself alone. Going for a Dragonlance first off, just so he can fight a bit earlier. And probably gonna go Dragonlance into... Oh, Armlet, Legion, interesting. Going Dragonlance into Lincolns, I would say. Or just straight up go into this later Diffusal Blade. One of the two. And then grab Lincolns, because it can still be a mid to late game item when you're much more valuable as a kill. I like the Armlet no-tail build, right, for Legion Commander. It works pretty good. In fact, we'll see Proxy. Duels available. A bit afraid because the Fireblast could come in any second. They finally end up killing the Raiding Courier. So I don't know if it was the Monkey King who just managed to do so, but congratulations for doing that. The Balance Strike available to go on Retribution, but he can't use it just yet. Yeah, anyway, the point is... Well, they did manage there, which was very good, was the... That's not the Arcana, is it? No. The guys from... Oh, Nasty Potatoes might lose the Warlock. There's a duel available, but really, that was a worst way to cancel a Shackle is with a duel. You don't really want that duel. Yeah, exactly. Good job. Good job, Legion Commander, just leaving. Letting the tower fall. It makes sense. Honestly, it's your offlane tower. You've defended it pretty well for what it is. And Retribution is going up to Ponlo and dealing a lot of damage to Ponlo. And for some reason, Ponlo's just taking it like the Queen of Pain that she is. I guess he's really turning into Masochist, getting into the role. Ariuka, though, ooh, being hit by that damage that the Weaver does. That's another Gemini attack almost available. No, one more second to the Gemini attack. They're trying to kill a Swarm off. Ariuka will die anyway. Now they want to go into Sanka. They've already taken away one of his infused raindrops. The help from the Warlock is here, and TMT has the time lapse if necessary. Going on to Proxy instead. There's the hook shot. It catches him out. Has the time lapse away, but great Shackles. The press the attack, though, to save him from the Shackles. TMT is granted an easy save here. And careful because Crimson is fighting against Masquerade, and Masquerade is much, much stronger right now. However, the battery assault is finally over, and he has no more mana, so it might not be the time to fight. TMT wasted all his magic wand charges, so that's why he doesn't want to fight anymore. But TMT has much more farm than Medusa. This is a really good side. The Queen of Pain is reaching her with only 500 gold difference. Retribution has had to go for a Yasha first. Oh no, Yasha before Midas, or there may no Midas. That's a too good. TMT finds Ariuka. Ariuka's body blocked by a Warlock. He's like, what? What? Am I really too fat to pass by this? This is unfair. This is fat shaming, and they're gonna get the kill. Now Sanka the next target. They could have just used the duel for Sanka instead of going on the Ogre Magi, but they decided that, you know, better to have the damage for sure than to maybe lose it against a Vengeful Spirit. I understand that point. It's not too bad. I mean, it's been maybe a bit too greedy to go against the Vengeful Spirit. Oh, they might just still go anyway. The overwhelming odds dealt a lot of damage. Proxy is a better target. In fact, the Gemini attack will hit him and finish him off. The Clockwork from behind. Masquerade wanted to get a hookshot off. TMT still has a time lapse. The press attack is available. They use the hookshot, and with the damage, they are able to finish off this Weaver. Death Sama did not use press the attack, or didn't have press the attack available in time. Now Masquerade being hit by that jump from the trees, that primal spring from the Monkey King, going on to Masquerade now, and they go try to kill him off. The Queen of Pain already killed the Dimensional Spirit from behind, and gets herself a double kill onto this Clockwork. Death Sama trying to run away from Retribution, but Retribution fires one last arrow, the arrow that goes through the heart, then the soul of Nasty Potatoes, losing the offlaner. Now maybe Ponlo, the second arrow, hitting a double kill because Retribution came in last and decided to become the cleanup crew. That worked wonders for them. Eden with the Jingle Mastery. Oh, and the Weaver actually warding. That's interesting. Giving the wards to your carry because he can ward better than you. I like that idea. I mean, it's not the only team that does it, but there's also EG, one of the few teams that actually does this. But, well, I mean, a lot of pro teams do it. Like tier 1 teams do it. And TMT had the time lapse the whole time. He could go on to Proxy, but this is a very dangerous kill, and they still have the Shrine, so they were just taunting out this Weaver, of course. However, that's a really good play because the Weaver has much more mobility. Yeah, we may be able to kill him off quickly. So They're gonna be able to not kill off the Weaver quickly because he has time ups as well. So it's fine for the Weaver to play a bit more aggressively. In Mongolz though, if you look at their farm right now, it's only concentrated in the Medusa. They have to play a 4 protect 1. They've been punishing the Vengeful Spirit a lot, and Vengeful Spirit does not like to play in 4 protect 1 strategy. She's not particularly an Ursa Troll Warlord that takes advantage of low amount of even though her stats are really good and her traits are really good, she's not that kind of hero that really excels at playing from behind because she needs that extra vision for the swaps and the stuns. And Nasty Potatoes can really punish this. In fact, in they go. The Weaver coming in with a smoke screen available for the rest of their team. There's a swarm, hits 3, not bad. The Wukong's command and not going to finish off Masquerade. In they go. The Queen of Pain, stop the shackles. Apollo manages to blink away in the last second thanks to the Boundless Strike. Nobody's died yet, but they managed to finish off the Shadow Shaman in the backlines for that team fight. Great cogs to push away the Weaver and Crimson. And Crimson's like, oh, okay, I'll farm these. Let me just get a bit of farm, please. Legion seems really bent on killing the Vengeful Spirit though. They still have a duel and actually finish off the Ogre Magi. Now going on to the Vengeful Spirit and they kill her in a swift fashion. Getting a triple kill for Nasty Potatoes. And that is their advantage completely going, or the advantage completely going their way. The net worth swing is starting to go into the Singaporean side. Very happy with this. After all, they do have the early game lineup. This is what is supposed to happen. But, you know, never diss a good gold swing. Orchid for the Queen of Pain. It's going to be our next item. I like this build, actually. Oh, first item. Wow, I didn't even notice that she didn't go for Axe, but I like this build of going for the Orchid. It's a bit late, actually. Quite delayed. That's a quite delayed Orchid. Everyone's gold per minute is quite low, I see. Wow, nobody beats the 400 mark. That's why everyone was so low. Alright, I didn't realize this game was so long. They're fighting so often, and the game... or the gold per minute is super low for what it is at 60 minutes in. Usually you at least have someone at 400. That should be your Medusa. But there's no Midases this game. Nobody's playing too aggressively. Sorry, too greedily. They're all playing pretty aggressively just to get for kills. And they go on to Retribution. You know they don't have much mana, but that Snake really helped them out. Still hitting him. The Shadow Strike, very annoying. Eden Given Vision. They have a Balance Strike available in case they want to stop, you know, Mystic Snake or something. And that Monkey King just finally joins in. The Balance Strike is going to hit both. No! It misses on Retribution, ensuring that kill on the Co-op. She had Blink Strike. They just needed that Balance Strike to be amazing, but he couldn't get the angle right. Unfortunate. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Weaver's going to find out the Shadow Shaman. That's a quick kill for the Weaver, and now they wanted to obliterate Ariuka. In comes the Legion Commander, had no duel because of those cogs, still has the Magic Stick though, wants to duel this Ogre Magi. Come here, you fat piece of meat! And no, not enough damage for the duel. In fact, it's gonna be the Weaver who's gonna get that kill. TFT says, that's some, you know, why do you really need duel damage? Let's be honest. You're a Legion Commander. Can you just buy up Mortigan? And he's like, fine, fine. Don't you get that kill? In the bottom lane, the help from Legion Commander and Pablo all joining in. The Blink Strike and the Sonic Wave available for Pablo, so they can actually take away most of Retribution's everything. Oh, that was a really good Mystic Snake, and with the Infused Raindrop, she survives for quite a long time. That's the Infused Raindrop's gone, though. And look at the Monkey King. He was given mission the whole time, and the objective is Sanke. He's the easier person to kill, and they're going to go right on her. The duel being used, and that's a dead Vengeful Spirit. They can't stop Retribution's TP, though, because that duel was sacrificed onto the Vengeful Spirit. And in the end, Retribution will survive. Vengeful Spirit dead again, and one more duel for Death Sama. Are these tactics worth it? Going for the kill that you can muster instead of the kill that you should be able to have? Not entirely certain. Panda will be going to this mid lane though and finding a possible Shadow Shaman. Oh, insta Hex. Now the second stun, the Fire Blast, the help from the Ignite, the Shackles will bring her down as Proxy just doesn't want to let her go. They say, you like bondage, don't you, Queen of Pain? Well, suffer some of this, as TMT is now the next target for aggression for Sanke. He has a swap, but doesn't want to use it, or at least didn't think of using it in time. Meanwhile, the Warlock is going to be harassed out of his lane for Retribution and finished off eventually. This team for Nasty Potatoes seem to be playing as a ticking time bomb, and that ticking time bomb is ticking ever so faster. As that Medusa becomes more and more powerful. Granted, everyone's gold per minute is deplorable, so now they finally reached that 400 mark, but it is pretty bad for everyone. So it doesn't. They have a bit more time than usual, but you know, not the big. I don't know why I can see allied chat. I don't know if that's a new thing. So I can see allied chat for pro players, or that's certainly a bug because I can see allied chat every single lobby, and it's really ticking me off. It doesn't seem like it's intentional. That Weaver Diffusal Blade though. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. I very much like that Weaver Diffusal Blade. Finally picking it up with Dragon Lance. In fact, this build is very situational. It's definitely not the build you would usually go for on Weaver, but it works out wonderfully. Because you have a Medusa, which you obviously kill with Diffusal Blade, but you also deal a lot of damage with the Vengeful Spirit with just Diffusal Blade and your Seminate attack, which is quite powerful. A Dragonlance ensures that you can stay a bit longer into the team fight and not die as often. And obviously you get later on the Hurricane Pike, which makes you even better at killing everything around you. And of course that Mana Break, if I'm not mistaken, is technically magical or physical damage, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, and it burns 50 mana. It burns 50 mana from the target, yeah. Okay, which actually deals... So the physical damage is amplified, sorry, by the Swarm, so you can still go for the Desolator, for example, plus Diffusal Blade. Let's not forget that those orb effects got taken away, so you can actually combine both nowadays. And ooh, a Smoke. I don't know if they saw this. They might scan. They do have a scan available. Yeah, in fact, they're gonna find Crimson though. In fact, killing a Warlock, oh, even sacrificing a hookshot for a Warlock, not that big a deal. Crimson's okay with this. Masquerade decided to go for Solar Crest first, by the way, which I like that item. It's pretty powerful, but going that as first on a Clockwork, I don't know if that's that great of an item. And honestly, the Clockwork going for Midas for Agams is so powerful. It's such a great boost to him. Blade Mail, Force Staff, he has so many core items that really go in full utility. Clockwork, I love the Clockwork Mech, for example. I don't know if the Clockwork... the Clockwork Solar Crest is that powerful. Nah. Now we'll see bottom lane. Nasty Potatoes. They see the Mongols push from the tree that Eden is standing on. That's a Wukong's command to zone him out, and they put him in a difficult position. This could be it for Mongols. Let's not forget, because Monkey King, I mean, he can just get Wukong's command from behind. I mean, he doesn't have that much damage, but enough to keep him in place. Masquerade, does he know that he's here? It's almost like he's smelling it. Look at it. He's just staying near that tree. Like, Eden, they know Eden's around here. And comes Ponlo to help him out. Oh, Sanke finds Ponlo. He's like, oh, what? I did not expect the Queen of Pain around here. And that was a really good Wave of Terror, by the way. Eden is still determined to get a kill, though. Some sort of counter kill. Ponlo from the other side. It is a very sneaky play from both teams. Neither one of them wants to initiate entirely. They did see the Monkey King go in, though. This could be a great balance strike onto 3. They catches only 2, though. The Weaver's already on the hunt, and they're going to find Retribution. The duel catches the best target, plus the Rock already dropping onto 2. Retribution will go down and lose the Aegis, but no winning the duel. Sanke already died in the middle of that Monkey King's command. And Wukong's command, sorry, Retribution will now be going down to the power of Nasty Potatoes. He actually has to use his ultimate and catches the Warlock first, but only kills off a Warlock, as now they follow him down. The Clockwork getting the kill on the Monkey King, though. Congratulations to the Clockwork playing really well here. Retribution will finally go down to TMT's damage, and now they're trying to kill out Masquerade. They have no way of stunning him out, so he's going to survive that TP. They get 2 cores, well, 2 cores and a support for just 2 supports. Definitely, and an Aegis as well. So definitely a win for Nasty Potatoes in that team fight. But in the end, it was surprising how well Mongolz withheld that, honestly. The Clockwork getting a couple kills on the back lines and not dying too much. The great amount of ultimates that Nasty Potatoes wasted on that, including a Sonic Wave. And even the duel caught off the Medusa. Only issue is, of course, the Medusa had the Aegis. If she didn't have the Aegis, that would have been a 1 team fight really easy. But that counter initiation with the Stone Gaze was so powerful that it completely stopped everyone at Nasty Potatoes. Medusa gets 20% XP gain, now plus 30 damage. That's good. Ponlo, what are you doing with the invisibility rune? Oh, wait. Retribution does not know this could be a kill. Look at that. Ponlo is really measuring his time correctly. In fact, this tower is really close to dying. But the TPs could still come out, and they have no clue that they have that Nasty Potatoes has entire vision. This is an easy duel. Catch out Retribution. In comes the rest of the health. The Monkey King even joins in. Now the Weaver, but they can't finish the duel in time. That Medusa is way too tanky. However, that kill is guaranteed. Maybe the duel was a bit too soon, or they wanted to get the damage off, but whatever. They killed the Medusa anyway again, and that's exactly what they were looking for, lowering her net worth by just killing her constantly. Getting some farm onto Ponlo and onto Weaver, both of them going for BKB. The Weaver actually makes sense going for the BKB. The Quap, I don't know if I like the BKB as much. Oh, in comes the hook shot. What? Hook shot mid-tree dance? And he just walked it off. Eden gives no shits. No shits. That was good. Wow. Wow, that's a hook shot wasted. And a lot of vision wasted too by them. I don't think Mongols are losing by that much, honestly. Nasty Potatoes can still definitely bring this back. The only issue... Sorry, the Mongols can still definitely bring this back. The only issue is that playing a 4 Protect 1 in this day and age is actually really easy to counter. Now, everyone knows how to play against these kind of lineups, and you are playing that way, even if you don't want to, because Retribution has been forced to play this way. He's gone for Lincoln just to stop the duel from happening. That's pretty good. But you still have the Shadow Word take with the Lincoln, so there's the Fatal Bonds. You have the... Okay, Shadow Word, Diffusal Blade, Fatal Bonds. The... Shadow Strike as well. The Orchid, they have a lot of ways of taking our Lincolns off. It's not going to be that great of an item. It does stop the duel though, so in some situations it'll make it much harder to kill the Medusa, but it's not, you know, top tier, god tier like it would be in other games. 90 gold per minute, says the Queen of Pain. Really? Over the cooldown reduction? Alright. Alright, wants to be a carry Queen of Pain. I'm not going to judge her. She seems to be going for the Bloodthorn first. No, probably not. He's going to go for BKB and then some other items. Honestly, everyone's gold per minute is so poor that I think the 90 gold per minute is going to be great. It's honestly, it's so much. It's a fifth of your current gold per minute. A fourth of your current gold per minute, but you're going to be increasing by a fifth, so and so. It's a 25% increase of GPM, which is not bad. Just for talent, really. There it is. Look at that ability, Pawn the Farming. Ooh, so good. Proxy wants to come up and catch him with a Shackles, but they see him and they say, "Not today, Proxy. Not today. Hex and Shackles might be your tools, but I have a Queen of Pain. Don't be a fool." So the guys from Nasty Potatoes will ensure that none of their heroes die, which is important. And is the smoke going to be successful? This could determine a lot. In fact, if they only find a Legion Commander, not that big a deal. Oh, he smells something. I guess he just blinked away very intelligently. They're going to find near the shrine. Did they see that smoke gang happening? Or that smoke... Yeah, did they see that smoke happening? Probably not. That's an old smoke gang. That's why Nasty Potatoes was all backing up into one corner, because they wanted to go for their own smoke gang. And they just found an enemy smoke gang. And we was like, oh no, I don't want to fight this. The Wukong's command being used, maybe not the best of ideas. They're being committed eventually. They found out the Weaver, the Hexer already. And there's the ultimates coming out with a rock, and the Wukong's command dealing so much damage, almost killing already the 2 supports. The carry's already dead. Proxy is almost surviving, but they're going to concentrate on the Medusa. She's the prime target. And Retribution has been screamed in the face and subsequently obliterated as Masquerade fights to the death against the Monkey King. Can't make it in time for the party, and Proxy will be the last target for Mongolz as they catch him out with a Sonic Wave, or Scream of Pain, sorry, and even with a Hex. Proxy, what are you really doing? There's the Orchid, there's the Hell from Death Sama, and a death onto, or a kill onto Mongolz. Nasty Potatoes now taking the team fight very well, with the Wukong's command and the Rock dealing an insane amount of damage in the early game and destroying the Vengeful Spirit very well. TNT with a very quick Shikuchi as well, allowing him to escape a lot of the damage that Mongolz is doing. And oh, what just happened? Okay, sorry guys. I have to apologize because for some reason Dota decided to crash. I actually don't know why this keeps happening to me, but I'm sorry. I need to keep restarting Dota. To those of you watching this recording, I wish I could take this part out, but I'm not gonna because it's part of the stream. And Dota's gonna be back any second. Apologies again for the inconveniences. Reconnection. Cool. This is a problem that Dota is facing, not myself. Or not, I can't prepare against these kind of problems. Dota is not optimized properly, and I wish we could get an initiative onto the software engineers at Valve so they would actually optimize some of the things in Dota because they're not. Oh, currently another team fight is happening in the bottom lane. Yeah, already. Did he die again? Did Vengeful Spirit die again? Not entirely sure. Yeah, he died quite a while ago, but I didn't take that long to reconnect. Probably didn't die again. Did they force a buyback though? No. Yeah, so he did die again. They had to kill Vengeful Spirit, right? Because he can't have a lower respawn time than the Medusa. Okay. So they killed her twice already. Okay, that's really going in the favor of Nasty Potatoes. Sorry for missing that team fight. Oh, they find Proxy. Boundless strikes. They'll catches him out. Pawn with a silence. Oh no, the Queen of Pain is bald! What is this? What am I watching? Oh my god, it's like watching it straight out of Avatar. But without hair. Like they can't even have like the hair sex they do in Avatar. She's a huge head. That's a huge head. Who knew that her head was that big? Jesus Christ, that's bigger than mine, and I have a big head. Alright, well, anyway. That's unfortunate, but that's a bug we have to live with a reconnection. Crimson, wow. In the middle of the enemy team and says, yeah, maybe that was not the best of options. Maybe that was not the best of options. Oh well. They still, at least he doesn't, you know, they only lose a Warlock, it's not that big a deal. They're going to take Roshan though. This could be the turning point for Mongolz. This could be what allows them to come back into the game. They still have a Medusa, so don't forget. The Masquerade is able to now take the Roshan, turns into a sheep. Sorry, not Masquerade. The Retribution is not able to take the Aegis. And Nasty Potatoes, they seem to want to contest this. They do have a Wukong's command. Great cogs. Great cogs. Jesus. Masquerade. Those cogs might have saved you. Bondo goes in anyway. And the bald Queen of Pain will not be grabbing the Aegis today. The Wukong's command finally comes out, but the monkey has been turned to stone. Now the duel onto the Ogre Magi. Death Summon will be winning this duel and catching Death Retribution in the middle of the Wukong's command. He just can't leave. Those bashes are so annoying. Now the upheaval starting to charge up some charges so that Retribution can barely move and start to take away his mana as well. Masquerade joins in with a hook shot, but the Legion Commander has her BKB and is ready to finish off Masquerade. However, Retribution is fighting with the best of her strength. In comes the Golem. Finally, Crimson was saving it to the last moment, so it was juicier. And they do manage to get the kill onto the Medusa. Sanka carefully manages to Hurricane Pike herself to safety, but Proxy in the backlines is not going to die thanks to a Glimmer Cape either. So it seems like Nasty Potatoes is actually doing a pretty... Mongolz is doing a pretty good job of surviving. However, they did lose their Aegis, and they did lose their carry, or their mid-hero, their main carry, let's be honest. Meanwhile, from behind, Proxy wants to kill his Legion Commander, and instead finds his own death against the Weaver. Legion Commander, someone who can still go against Sanke, by the way, and TMT seems pretty confident in this game kill, though. Why? Why? I don't know what to say. That was a weird play by a team that was dominating, and then he just kind of decides, yep, I'm going to sacrifice myself. If the Legion was with him and they had a duel and there was only a Vengeful Spirit alone, sure, because you can actually kill the Vengeful Spirit in a duel, for sure. But only the Weaver alone against two, especially two with a stun, that was a really bad play by the Weaver. Don't know what they were expecting. Jesus, can I take away... I reconnect. Can I take away the bald Queen of Pain? She's going to be in my nightmares now. She's going to be in my nightmares. That's a very, very sad-looking Queen of Pain. It's like Queen of Pain just went for chemo. I'm sorry, Queen of Pain. It's not... Her head is too big. It's not her being bald or women being bald or anything else. Don't try to misconstrue that, please. It's just... Her head is so big. Jesus Christ, who knew that he had such a big head? And it's not that sexy anymore. And I can't play. My characters aren't sexy. Right? The Monkey King even dies thanks to that disconnection. Okay, is she still bald? No. Oh, thank Christ. Queen of Pain recovered her sex appeal. It's great. Maybe it's the fact that she's blue, too. You know, if you're bald, why are you blue? Whatever. The sun shouldn't hate you, right? But you're deathly. She's British. She's so white. So pale. Alright. I guess it makes sense because she's supposedly from hell, so there's no sun in hell, but maybe she gets some tan from the flames. Oh. Distribution is just gonna, pick up these creeps. You can't really attack her yet. I mean, the Medusa's still really powerful in the late game. You don't want to fight against a Medusa in the late game. I'm surprised that Nasty Potatoes are committing all these mistakes instead of just trying to go for Desolator on the Weaver and then going for Throne. That Butterfly I do not like as much as the Desolator. Sorry, just for the pushing power that it gives you. Because Legion Commander herself does not have that many duels, and though it's not as relevant anymore because you do rather go for the plus 40 dual damage bonus later on anyway, and then you can go with the Assault Cuirass and you can recover completely your dual damage. It's still great to have a bit more than 48 dual damage minute 32, you know, that's not that much. I think Specstream does not seem very happy with Mongolz losing. But for now, Mongolz is still, like I said, not lost because they still have a Medusa. And with a Medusa, the game is never lost until they've actually taken your Ancient and your babies and your mother and everything. Because Medusa will last till, forever. Her tankiness is so strong. Oh, sunk it. No, what a great boundless strike. And they do manage to stop her. How did they know? They just saw her and they thought that maybe she's TPing there. That was almost like they had vision. That was fantastic. The Swarm, the duel, committed just to get the extra damage. It's not a bad idea. It gives you extra 20 or 18 damage, sorry. Allowing her to get into the 66 to 80 range. Once you get into the 100 range, you start to be a much more considerable force with Legion Commander. And now they're going to take a Shrine. I forgot they took a tier 3 when they were engagement earlier. And with that, this shrine is going to go down. This bottom shrine has still not been taken. Only a bit of damage done to it. But the top shrine will go down. And that's going to be a bit of extra gold for the team. That's someone really happy using the extra gold to finish this Assault Cuirass. Similarly, the Queen of Pain. Oh, there's 2 Assault Cuirasses? Okay. I actually would rather see a Shiva's then. If you're going to go for 2 Assault Cuirasses. Because that... I don't think you want to stack them. Or they're not that good on either Queen of Pain or the Legion for them to be both getting one. So waste of gold. Get Shivas of the Queen of Pain. Jesus Christ. Or Beholder. Go for the Shivas and Beholder. Instead of going for that disgusting Assault Cuirass the Legion is already building. And that she can use as well as you can. For a second I thought she just picked up plus 25 damage. And I thought, oh, she went for the 300 health, really? On the attack range. In fact, Queen of Pain is dead. Yep, went for the 300 health, but it clearly didn't save you there, did it? It didn't save you there, and oh, 2 gems on proxy, and 1 for each eye. They're gonna find them. Do they have enough damage? No, there's no way they have enough damage. Legion had to come in with a duel and have insane amount of mobility. Maybe the Legion should have gone for 4 stab instead of going for armor, right? Nah, but oh, TMT missed the last hit. Why? In the end, they lose a Queen of Pain, which is quite a big deal because they can't defend this as easily. And now the Mongolz team is gonna start pushing considerably. Probably taking this tower down in the middle lane. Oh, in comes the Legion. There's the BKB. Catch out Sanke. A duel is ready. The Glimmer Cape won't save you this time. Wukong's command's been committed, but he's turned into a pig. However, the statues will continue hitting. That someone can't get that kill. The statue stunning him out 2 times in a row. Sanke is not dead yet. He actually managed to survive the last second. The rock comes a bit too late. The Legion's already dead. And the guys from Mongolz are surviving. Already killing the Queen of Pain. TMT fighting against Retribution, but he barely has any damage. How do you stop that which cannot be killed? You simply can't. Nasty Potatoes has not passed the test, and they actually have to retreat against the power of Mongolz. Going on Sanka first might have proved a bad strategy because that guy has some tick right now. That is a great agility gain that or strength gain and agility gain. Venture Spirit has 3.3 agility per level, 2.6 strength per level. That is a ridiculous amount of stats which give you both armor and HP. So Sanka is very happy about that. And the Nasty Potatoes guys are starting to have trouble beating him down because, of course, they don't have as many items on their Assault Cuirass or, sorry, on their Queen of Pain or on their Weaver as the Medusa has. And the Medusa in the late game, again, like I said, you don't really want to fight her. You just don't want to fight her. It's actually becoming quite a problem because once this goes into the late game, sure, Medusa might not be the most powerful anymore because they did nerf stat gains and whatnot, and ever since they took away the stats, it actually hurt her a lot. But she's still very powerful, and they keep killing Ponlo in very weird ways where Ponlo decided that, yeah, I want to die. And that is not good for the guys in Nasty Potatoes. More importantly, those duels, nope, there's no wins for the Legion Commander recently, and she needs to get to level 25 to really become a force to be reckoned with. Time to go on this tower. I actually have no way of you can beat the Medusa right now with the extra 600 mana. The 25% lifesteal. Or maybe the 2-second Stone Gaze stun might not be bad. Stone Rage is 5 seconds. That's a ridiculously long stun if you can prevent it. And Legion can't prevent it. Oh, duel. They do find the Shadow Shaman there. Okay, that's a quick duel one. And even the Balanced Strike used, or sorry, the Wukong's command used to try to, you know, zone out the enemy team. The upheaval into Retribution. Retribution actually has no way of leaving here. They've really managed to zone him out well. There's the statue starting to hit him. Retribution lost all his mana. And now he's really low on health as well. They want to find him. The Weaver is just dedicated to him. The Golden Bug. It catches him with the Fusel Blade. Retribution keeps on fighting. Decides that his team can't really die without him. And there, he's been silenced. He couldn't get the kill on Retribution. She's somehow still alive. They're managing to take this around. Eden is determined to finish her off. But Retribution survives the team fight. Not with a Sonic Wave from behind though. Paulo manages to come back and gets the revenge kill she was looking for. Now going on to Sanke, and this is an easy kill with the Assault Cuirass on Ponlo. What are you really gonna do, Sanke? That's a team wipe for Nasty Potatoes. But Weaver's decision to not kill the Medusa so quickly led them to a lot of trouble. She hits hard at this point in the game. Nasty Potatoes lose 3 regardless, Weaver included. That is not too good, but at least Ponlo survives because he died so early in that team fight, so it helped them out. And they have the rock for the next engagement, which is important because they didn't use it in that engagement because they couldn't. So it's on cooldown. So good job, Nasty Potatoes. At least making it out of that team fight alive and not losing against the Medusa. But you do hear the ticking. Do you hear the ticking of the Medusa's life clock or late game clock? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. With the Medusa getting closer and closer to that late game, which is so very important to her because once she grabs it, then there's no way you can beat her. Even the Weaver with Butterfly wasn't able to beat her already. I don't really know how they're gonna get enough damage. I think you need Weaver Daedalus at this point, and sell the Diffusal Blade and get Daedalus. Well, Diffusal Blade, like, keep it, I suppose. Gives you pretty strong feedback, and the stats are nice, but definitely go for it. Daedalus somehow. You need Bloodthorn as well on Paulo. Ooh, activates BKB. He's committed to this kill. Yeah, he's getting it. Proxy's gonna die. In fact, Ariuka, if he's not careful, is gonna die too. Because they don't know the Warlock was around here, and Crimson comes to the Solar Crest as well. And Paulo hits hard physically right now. Ooh, in comes the hookshot from the Warlock, from the Clockwork, with the Orchid as well. They had to Orchid the Clockwork himself. They've committed a rock, and that's a dead Queen of Pain. Why did they just do this? The Legion Commander's finally joining in together with TMT. They could fight this without the Shadow Shaman, but if Shadow Shaman for Queen of Pain for now, the trade has not been too even. Eden wants to run away from this, but they keep stunning him out, and they don't have now the Wukong's command. They have to let this go. Nasty Potatoes will lose 2 for the price of 1 and the gem there. And losing the Monkey King was quite valuable. Losing the Monkey King was very valuable there. But more importantly, the Queen of Pain, because I think those two are the team fight. In that eventual spirit, over time, she's actually managed to recover and become somewhat of a carry. I mean, she did have to go for the Hood of Defiance, but now she's going for the Sakurats. And like I said, her agility gain is amazing. And the plus 65 damage plus the plus 20% Vengeance Aura, like, you're set. You're set for this game. This could be the comeback from Mongolz. They might have been waiting for this the whole time. Their lineup is easier to execute. Like I said, all they have to do is stay alive. And who doesn't know how to do that? No, actually, a lot of players, but that's beyond the point. Double tome of experience for this Monkey King. He wants to get going. Double tome of experience all looks 16. Oh, the Fusel Blade Legion Commander. Instead of Assault Caress, I approve because screw the Assault Caress idea. But Jesus, it's not that great. The way to kill the Medusa is not always going for just the Fusel Blade, especially on someone with a low. Someone with just such a low attack speed as a Legion Commander and such a low agility gain, because only 1.7 per level is pretty low. Does not particularly want to go for the Fusel Blade. You don't really take advantage of it. We were sure because her agility gain is good and she goes for Butterfly and other attack speed items anyway. But you, as a Legion, you haven't even gone for Assault Caress. What are you doing going for the Fusel Blade? It's not the only way to counter Medusa. Damage is a better way to counter Medusa. Do you think it's better to have Daedalus or the Fusel Blade? Think about it that way. Because the Fusel Blade adds, what, 50 damage to your attacks? 50 mana burn damage. So it burns away 50 mana, which in this case, let's actually calculate this. The shield doesn't absorb extra, right? Yeah, 2.5. Let's just presume that the mana is 2. Oh, careful, wait. There's team for some start, then we'll do the calculations afterwards. Oh, they've hexed her, they shackled her. There's no way of setting this Queen of Pain. They're gonna let her die. The Wukong's command comes out, but the Monkey King also dies too soon. That Medusa dealing way too much damage. It seems like this team, this Nasty Potatoes team, can't do anything. In comes the duel. They're gonna catch out the Medusa, but what is the Legion Commander doing? Why is she fighting the Medusa alone? They're gonna kill her. Not in time for the duel, but they're gonna kill her anyway. Nasty Potatoes just lost the advantage they gathered with a terrible team fight in a very questionable duel where Mongols are now able to take the Roshan. They even forced 2 buybacks which were completely wasted. Right, let me just go back. 2.5, right? So technically that 50 mana is a 2.5, so you deal 125 extra damage, right, with 50 mana. So 125 extra damage, not considering the stats, 125 extra damage. It's 0.8 of 5, so it's 2, so 40 extra damage you deal as well. So you have 125 essentially pure damage, and 40 extra damage that you deal just basically on the feedback damage itself, and on top of that the agility gives you, which is no damage at all. So that's a total of what, 165 extra damage, as opposed to going Daedalus, which gives you exactly that, over attacks and a lot more crits and a lot more potential. That's an example for the Legion. A lot more items. Of course, the Fusel Blade is less expensive, but really, it's not that great of an item if you don't have such a great attack speed to stop the Medusa. Go Wind Ranger and then stop the Medusa with the Fusel Blade, sure, but besides that, I don't know what you're expecting. Look at the net worth go. It's completely green. The Radiants are starting to win now. It's gonna be a good guys game. Gonna be a good guys game. And the Mongols will be taking these towers quickly, not going for the towers in the mid lane. The Masquerade even playing around the hook shot. I don't think that was intentional, actually. But Retribution with insane amount of attack range he has. Look at that attack range with a Hurricane Pike. Just hits outside of the tower range, and this tower just is like, oh my god, what's hitting me? I can't see it. I just wish I could hit something. Ah! It just falls down. Oh, then they go. This might be the last duel of the game. The Rock even committed. Then Medusa might go down. But the age is still available. Only a dual one for the Legion Commander. Sanke will go down for sure. And they're trying to defend this to the best of their ability. The Medusa comes back in the middle of a Wukong's Commando. Has to use her ultimate. Is that ultimate going to be able to kill everything? Jesus Christ, it turned 2 people to stone. And Crimson's dead. Death Sama will follow into the Club of the Dead. And Retribution is only fighting against 2. And he seems pretty confident about this matchup. Has a lot of HP and mana. But still, against the Weaver, he could not beat her. Because that was a butterfly that was making her way too squishy. Way too tanky against the Medusa. And Nasty Potatoes, they fought against teams that fight till the end, and they're gonna do the same. This is their second game. If they still have one more if they lose, but damn it, they don't want to lose this game. They want to get a 2-0 and let everyone go home already. So Nasty Potatoes, commendable effort trying to defend against Mega Creeps. Is gonna be quite hard though, considering you're still fighting against a goddamn Medusa. Ponlo is not bad. He's just having a couple bad games, honestly. I watched Ponlo playing for a long time. Ponlo is really good. But even though he has a pretty limited pool of moves, he's pretty good. But he's so used to being above the enemy team. He's so used to being so superiorly mechanically than the enemy team that he actually makes a lot of dumb plays because of that. That's actually his curse. He's really good at the game, and then when he plays against a team that's actually good, like Mongolz, then Ponlo doesn't know what to do because he's like, oh, well, I can't just play my usual aggressive self and not get punished for it because, well, Mongolz is not stupid and they know how to play. Anyway, well, there's going to be Mjolnir coming on the Weaver. I very much like this idea on the Weaver. The Medusa herself has an MKB, so no more problems to deal with that Weaver anymore. And Maelstrom also coming on Ponlo. Mjolnir is a great item for the Queen of Pain anyway. I would like to see a Bloodthorn, but at this point it's just wishful thinking. And because I don't think the game is going to last that long anyway. Sunk actually went for the Sanjay. Sunk is just living in a completely different game. He's the swap and a magic missile, and that's it. Legion got to a level 25. The plus 40 dual damage bonus could help him a lot. And to get a third carry. All they need now is Blood, or not Bloodthorn, sorry, the Mjolnir. The Mjolnir is what they need now to get extra attack speed, utilize the diffusal blade and matter. And of course the fact that the Mjolnir is a useful item on Legion in general. No, but the main issue is to deal with Mega Creeps. Oh wow, Mongolz is playing defensively this time. Wow, they're actually playing to their strengths. They know that they have this game, so all I have to do is wait for the next Roshan and then attack. Because they just lost the Aegis. However, I don't know, that's the wisest choices to wait for the next Roshan, let any team recover the few things that they have. Because the Mega Creeps actually give you more gold than the Super Creeps, for those of you who didn't know. So you're not as choked economically when the Mega Creeps are up if you can deal with them. Yeah, exactly. So you have to try to finish it as soon as possible. Especially when one of the push of the Mega Creeps is coming. And in this case, the push is coming from both top and bottom. Very smart. It seems like Mongolz know what they're doing. And yeah, the Medusa already leading. They have a Stone Gaze and the Cheese too. The Cheese would be the Aegis, I suppose. Nasty Potatoes. Just ready to fight this. But against Retribution, it seems a bit hard because he's already been... Oh, they did cancel his link into the duel. They did. What did they do that for? Okay, whatever. The Golem comes on in, and the Wukong's command as well. But, however, the Queen of Pain has already been turned into stone and destroyed. That someone will follow the same path, being obliterated. Now, TMT himself can't really fight against the Medusa. It seems like Retribution is way too tanky here. And that last attempt at a team fight got destroyed by a duel that didn't work out. And everything else didn't work out for Nasty Potatoes. So it does seem like Mongolz will be taking this game in a very weird anticlimactic fashion. But they will be taking this game number 2. Meaning that they still have a chance to win this best of 3. Mongolz are hanging on by a thin thread. Even though Nasty Potatoes came first in their group and they beat Mongolz 2-0 back in the day, they're now fighting them again, and Mongolz is giving the guys at Nasty Potatoes a run for their money. And this means we're going to have a game number 3, guys, for the best of 3. So, super exciting. Let's see what happens in this game number 3. My name has been DSwordfish. I've been your caster for today. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. If you did, feel free to follow me on Twitter. And if you didn't, well, tell me why in the chat below. I will be chatting with some of you guys in the pause time, I suppose, as well. And we will be coming soon with game number 3 between the Mongolz and Nasty Potatoes. It'll be the last game of the day, so enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy some tools while we wait. And I will be back soon with some more Dota 2. Until then, guys,